sometimes things just suck.
Yeah, like this show. On tonight's Kurt's Blurbs Cape Fear Edition. What up, lunatics? Kurt Money here from the finish line. The friggin' finale of Apple TV's Cape Fear, titled The Executioners. The little hat tip to the book of which all this is based on. I've got one single solitary hat tip for the show. Then it's all hate from there on out. So let's get the good stuff out of the way. Let the blurbs begin. Blurb number 1. Looks like we made it. Look how far we've come. We might have took the long way, but we knew we'd get there someday. The merciful end of the television adaptation of Cape Fear. One and done. No season 2 to set up. No cliffhanger. And to that I say, thank you. And I thank you. All right, the praise portion. Over. Now on to the rest of my thoughts, which are wall-to-wall qualms. Blurb number 2, that's a wrap on the river. End of last step, I was stoked. I was like, finally, the gang's all here. 9 episodes in the making. We're all set for a final battle on the boat. Then the finale starts, and the show is pointing and laughing at me, going, oh, we're done with the boat, dude. So long, most of the Katies. I knew as soon as the gasoline made an appearance, I was like, oh, shit. They're friggin' done with the boat. No! One's over for this set piece. Bye-bye boat, bye-bye multiple characters. Your death is quick and unceremonious and will only matter later during a plot twist.
I can prove it.
Now look, they still get in some references to the movie, and I applaud them for that. We got Max preaching up a storm.
English. Thought it was full moon.
And the whole mock trial thing. They really go to town on that, and that's straight from the movie.
I'm sorry, Your Honor. I agree. That was argumentative.
And you know, I said I was done with nice things to say about this finale, but that's not entirely true. This mock trial was fun.
Move to strike, Your Honor.
Especially having to watch Max pivot in real time once he realizes that what he's so pissed off about is all his fault.
And he was alive all the time until you killed him. You killed him, Max.
And oh my God, Max's entry into the house. So funny. Infuriating because why would this idiot open up the window? Is that what Max was doing up top? I hear Zach in his room. Now I'm gonna heavy walk over to the window. And Zach's like mid-storm. Oh, what's going on out here? Oh, I'm Zach. But regarding this poolside finale, allow me to point you to a previous blurb where I was talking about all the posters in the background and how they're foreshadowing stuff that'll happen in the show. Future Kurt. Let's see that flashback. Because they use Dangerous Waters as one of the posters, that better guarantee that we end up on the boat in the river like in the movie, okay? Although I would not be surprised if the show's version of Dangerous Waters happened in their pool, one of the most happening places in this show. Boom. I was dead on. So you can imagine my delight when the finale climax is winding down and we're in that friggin' pool again. Oh my God, I was dying. It's just so stupid. But me calling that weeks in advance... So sweet.
Good, honey.
But there is another prediction that deserves the limelight right now. And it's getting a solo blurb all to themselves. Blurb number 3, plot twist instinct. On last week's ep, YouTuber Amber commented her theory is that Crystal cut the baby out of Melissa's gut, and that's what that scar is from on Luke. Luke is actually Max's baby with Melissa. This, of course, made me think of the recent Netflix documentary, Maternal Instinct, which I hear there's a great podcast that talked about it in full if you're interested. Now, Cody is a friend of Wade. Kate, you might have had a hard time seeing him because he was in head-to-toe beige camo.
Yeah, he blended into the couch. I couldn't tell where he was. I liked Cody.
I don't know. But anyway, back to the fact at hand. It's a documentary about a complete psychopath who did just that.
This is a big deal. Yeah.
And while it was true, I could see Crystal doing that. Deep down, I didn't think the show would do it because it's just a little too ridiculous. Plus, and this is a spoiler for Maternal Instinct if you haven't watched it yet, but that baby doesn't make it, okay? So I didn't think it would be possible for the kid to survive if Crystal took a knife to her belly. But then the finale happened and boom, that's exactly what happens.
And Crystal killed Melissa, and she ripped him out of her. Your sister stole your baby, Max.
So kudos, Amber, you friggin' nailed it. You were right, that's exactly what happened. Well done. And I hope you didn't read my full reply until after you watched the ep. Okay, I tried to leave a little gap in between that and the read more part. I was just so damn giddy that you nailed it. Truly, like right after I was done watching it, I was like, oh! Well, like I said, believing that Crystal would be able to pull that off just fine and the baby would survive and everything, that's the type of thing I expect from a campy show. That's the type of bonks we want here.
Yes!
And a classic example of willing suspension of disbelief, which is the leeway that audiences give a show or movie for plot points that aren't realistic, but we roll with it because we're engrossed in the story. I'll even count that towards the idea of buying that Max has an infinite supply of a magic drug that will make someone do anything but also not feel pain while they're doing anything. Okay, I'll even buy that. Unfortunately, there are countless other examples in the finale alone where that suspension of disbelief is not so willing, and in my case, very much denied. Blurb number 4, I Roll Central. That was me 60% of this episode. Give me a break. Come on. Please. Just countless very important plot points that were hard to stomach, but I must mention them if I want to be able to sleep tonight. So Nat was recording the whole time that Heaven Spelled Backwards was spilling her soul post-coitus. I thought she stole the phone while old girl was asleep, but nope. We're supposed to believe that they walked into that cell and somehow Nat had the opportunity, without anyone looking, for her to take the phone out of the book, unlock it, go to the recording app, hit record, and then hide it underneath the bed before hopping in the sack.
And he's not going to stop until he destroys your entire family.
Now, there's a lot of this to take issue with, but let's look at the sole factor that the show has multiple scenes of unlocking phones with Face ID. A function we all know eyes have to be open for, so how the hell did Nat unlock this phone? Let alone every other move she pulls in here. Let me ask Unc real quick.
Who knows?
Next, Tom gets bailed out of jail by Lex. Lucky him. The coworker who went to their boss and started legal proceedings on the fact that Tom left like a super uncool voicemail on her phone.
You wrote my bail motion.
You're still an asshole, but not a murderer.
So by "you're still an asshole," is Lex saying, I still think that voicemail is authentic, just not a cool thing for him to do? Or did she drop the complaint altogether? You know, no harm, no foul. I'll give you a ride to your wife, who I think is cool now, BT dubs.
She's got guts.
So then Max gets arrested when he attacks Anna, right? Cool, he's locked up now. But then they have him escape oh so easily by going, oh, officer, my head hurts. You know, my headache that comes and goes when I want it to. I have meds for this, please. They're in my pocket. Please, can you take them out?
I need my medicines in my pocket. Right here, please, sir. Please, I can't take it.
The cop says, sure, I'll do it. I'm sorry, did the cops not search his pockets before they put him in the back? You know, like all cops do forever and always, both in real life and in fiction.
Anything in your pocket's gonna stick me when I put my hands in there, James.
No, sir, I do not.
The pat down is classic cop shit. So why did they not do that to Max?
Who knows?
One thing I do know, blurb number 5, that side quest with Hogwash. This finale confirms what I was thinking last week. There is zero significance to these heart frames and this weird ass shot. They meant nothing. I was so perplexed by this that I rewatched every episode after that scene happened to look for Max wearing a gold watch, because then at least I go, okay, subtle, but the show is telling us that Max killed him. That I would buy. But future Kurt here with a carton of eggs to throw in the face of current Kurt. No buts about it. Sucks to be you right now, dude. Guess what Max is wearing immediately after we see that weird shot on the gold watch? The very next scene, he approaches Anna and we see a close-up. What's he got on but that friggin' gold watch? I mean, I'm talking it's like 30 seconds after that scene. He doesn't wear the watch the rest of the season, but that does not take away from the fact of how wrong current Kurt was. The guy's an idiot, and I would like to apologize on his behalf. It's important to own your mistakes when they happen, so current Kurt, you suck, and you're lucky that future Kurt was here to clean up your mess. Okay, now back to the complaints that do hold water.
Nice.
Blurb number 6, that ending. Snooze. I said I would be okay with it if they just sent Max back to prison and didn't kill him, because we know that would hurt him more than death if we had to return him to his cage. But here's the thing, the audience is only going to feel that satisfaction if you show us Max back in the cage. And here it's like, Tom, let him live, get him up from the water, okay? Like, it's better to lock him up.
Let him die in a cage.
But the last the audience sees of Max is him, like, passed out on the side of the pool. Might as well kill the guy. It's no difference for us. This show goes, this is your last look at him, okay? Take all this in, because we're going to go out on a family fun backyard BBQ. The Bowdens are back, baby.
But if word gets out about how good these cheeseburgers are...
Having another cookout like they began the season with.
Oh, we didn't tell you. No, she split herself into 2 different people.
But not all is calm, because Tom and Anna are still looking over their shoulder, wary of any evil that could be lurking nearby. Boo! This is a bullshit ending and means nothing. Cutting to that red inverse type shot at the end, like, This is all show. There's no threat for the Bowdens. They're going to live happily ever after. And they all got their happy ending, even the Dills who don't deserve it, like for instance Tom or Zach. Is he still under some weird spell here? Or is this Zach being normal? This episode made it so clear how much better the show was when he was locked up and out of sight, out of mind.
I want to come home.
No.
Now think back to how the 91 movie ends. Yeah, Max is dead, the fam is back together, but you can tell from the Juliette Lewis VO and like the tone of the music and stuff like that even years later, the Max Katie effect is still hanging over this family, especially the daughter. I mean, she says something like, I barely think about him anymore.
And me, I hardly dream about him anymore.
Oh, that's weird. It's like after all she went through, she still fantasizes about this guy sometimes. See, that's creepy and dread-inducing. And what really kills me is that the show Cape Fear had a perfect ending waiting for them that would have been theirs all by themselves. This would have been their own awesome, perfect ending to this show. So remember how anytime we see Max in jail, it's black and white because it's a flashback. What if we go to the Bowden backyard BBQ, okay? But instead of giving Anna the over-the-shoulder freeze, which is dumb as hell, instead of that, we cut to Max behind bars stewing in full color. Because this is not a flashback. This is current day, my friends. Max is rotting away in jail just as we intended. Then hit us with that red inverse shot. How sick would that have been? Boom! Done! I mean, the show would still suck, but I would have liked the ending. Hell, this show could have gone even a step further. Now Max is holding his own prison necktie, or rolling it, or it's behind the bed while he's stewing. Somewhere in his vicinity is a prison necktie. Yeah, sure, that's on the nose and kind of cheeseball and corny. But again, that's the kind of camp I would accept in this situation. It would be something, anything, to end the arc of Max Cady in this show. It's times like this I gotta remind myself of the wise words spoken by Tom Bowden.
But sometimes things just suck.
You're damn right they do, Tom. Cape Fear is over. Thank you, Jesus. By far the worst show I've covered for the blurbs. Would that title belong to Hijack had I not bailed after episode 3? Of that show? Possibly, but the thing is I did bail there and I stuck this out. So Cape Fear, this title is all yours. I pray that you are never dethroned, just like I pray that all the lunatics out there wipe out any memory of this stinkeroo by throwing on the all-time classic The Burbs.
The Burbs.
A perfect palate cleanser for garbage like this. See you next week for the start of Ted Lasso Season 4 coverage. Cape Fear, smell you later, and as always, tip it though.